Wife and kids and I were on the highway coming back from a neighboring city, and it's wintry out. It's cold. It's wet. There's snow on the ground. Lots of stuff is going on. Right? It's not ideal driving conditions. But listen, this is not a video about driving. But I want to talk about decisions. I'm going to use this as an analogy to get into decisions. As we're coming up, so 3-lane highway, we're coming up to somebody, and they start pulling into our lane, and then they start pulling back. They start pulling into our lane, and they start pulling back. This person I diagnosed very quickly as being indecisive, okay? They have trouble making decisions. So listen, today's talk is not about driving, about winter, about anything like that, okay? You can drive the way you want as long as you're safe on the road. I don't care. What I do care about is that you learn how to make decisions, because when you don't make decisions, it doesn't only affect you, it affects everyone around you. Think about that for a second. Are decisions going to affect you? Yeah, if you struggle with making decisions, so I'm going to say, if you struggle with indecision, or ambivalence is another way for like, I want this, no, I want this. Does this work? Does not. When you go back and forth like that, you're doing nothing with your life in that area for that time period. So here's the challenge. I want you to ask you a question. Ask yourself, in my life, what does it cost my family when I don't make decisions? Sometimes it's time, sometimes it's energy, sometimes it's everything has a cost. When you don't make a decision, you're making a decision not to do something. Okay? So for example, you don't move on an investment, you don't move on an opportunity, you don't move on a business deal. Guess what? You lose the business deal. You lose the investment a lot of the time, at least to the good ones, okay? Because someone else sweeps them up. When you don't make a decision, it costs you something. When you make a decision, it also costs you something because you follow through with it. It's going to take you time, energy, money, most likely. So ask yourself, what does it cost my family? What does it cost my employees? What does it cost my employer? What does it cost my colleagues? What does it cost my friends and maybe extended family? What does it cost my physical health? What does it cost my emotional health when I don't make decisions? Here are the drivers that I like. I'm not saying this is the right way to drive, okay? This is not a talk about driving. The drivers that I like, for me, and I'm not talking about them, who they are, for my benefit, so I'm being very selfish on the road here, okay? I'm driving, somebody puts their signal light on, gives me a few seconds, and starts pulling over. Those are the people I like. They make a decision, they follow through with it. I'm not talking about ultra aggressive people or people that are trying to hurt people around them. That's not what that is. To me, it's simply they're being assertive. They know what they want, they make a decision, and they take action on it. I love drivers like that. You know why? Because I don't have to guess. I don't have to go, oh no, what do I do? Am I unsafe? What's going on in this person's mind? I know what's going on. And it makes me very easy to follow them. It makes me very easy to navigate around them if I don't want to follow them. Okay? Think about what it costs other people. Now, I'm going to talk about maybe some tips on decision making. Here's the first tip. Well, maybe I'll start off with a definition. Here's an original Mark quote, okay? A decision is a promise that you make to yourself that you keep. A decision, I'm going to repeat that. A decision is a promise that you make to yourself that you keep. So here's the second challenge to you. Do you make promises to yourself that you keep, or do you break them? For New Year's, do you make resolutions and then 2 weeks later you forgot even what they were about? Do you make promises to your kids, to your family members, to your friends, to your colleagues, to your employees, to your employer, whoever it is around you, that you're going to do something and you don't do it? That's usually not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is, do you make promises to yourself that you keep? So when you say that you're going to get up in the morning, do you get up in the morning? When you say, I'm going to work on, I'm not going to eat as much sugar for the next week, or I'm not going to eat as much, I don't know what it is, okay? It's up to you. I'm going to work out 5 times in the next 7 days. Every week I'm going to work out 5 times. When you make a decision, it's a promise you make to yourself that you keep. Now, here's my guess. Most of you watching this are like, you know what? I suck at that, or I suck at it sometimes. I'm going to be open and honest about myself. I struggle with this at times. So what I've learned to do in my life, because I've struggled with this a lot in the past, is I practice making decisions. That's how you get good at something. You practice it. I've given talks on confidence, and maybe I'll talk about this again sometime, but the way you build confidence in an area is you practice it. You become good at it. If you're not good at something, you don't magically become good at it. If you have a terrible singing voice, you don't simply go to America's Got Talent and start singing. That's not going to make you good, magically. What you got to do is work on it. Sing to yourself in the shower, okay? Sing in front of a lot of other people. Take some music lessons. Practice for years and years, and you're going to be good at singing. You're going to have confidence in singing. In the same way, or in anything, like playing guitar, I don't know, we're taking music. This can be sports. This can be talking to strangers. This can be whatever you want, okay? Networking with people. making sales calls, cold calls, whatever it is. So here's the next challenge. The next challenge is, where do you struggle with making decisions? And in that area, whatever that is, it's got to be up to you. Whatever that is, as soon as you identify that, I want you to start practicing making decisions. I want you over the next week, if you're serious about this, you can become really good at it quickly. And I want comments from you, okay? As soon as you do this, I want you to let me know how it went. This is what I want you to do. I want you to make multiple decisions a day. They don't have to be big decisions. This isn't like who I'm going to marry. I got to make 8 decisions like that a day. That would be problematic in other ways, right? This is not the biggest investment you're ever going to make in your life, monetarily. This is make a decision. If you struggle with decisions, make them. Make 5 decisions every day. Write them down somewhere. I made this decision, I made this decision, okay? Because then instead of stopping and stalling and wallowing in this mental stress of not making a decision, you make it, you move on. Here's the best case scenario and the worst case scenario. When you make most decisions, not all of them, most decisions, when you make the right decision, you win. You do something well, okay? Not win to somebody else's loss. You simply do well with something. Here's the worst case scenario in most decisions. You fail. That's it. You fail, you learn from it, you move on. And you know what? The person who fails 10 times a day because they've made 10 decisions is way better off than the person who makes no decision for 5 days and sits in the same place. Okay? Indecision. People who don't make decisions are the people, I'm going to be careful with this, is said tongue in cheek, okay? Are the people that drain this society of GDP, drain the society of moving forward, whether it is in money, whether it is in human rights, no matter what it is in it. When people don't make decisions, it hurts others. True leaders make decisions all the time. And listen, everyone I'm talking to right now is a leader. If you breathe, you're a leader in some way, shape, or form. You've got a sibling, you've got a kid, you've got a friend that looks up to you, you've got a colleague, you've got someone around you that you influence in some way. If you work at a till at a grocery store, you're a leader in some way and a representative of your company because people are taking your cue and learning from you, okay? So you've got leadership. Develop leadership skills because you are a leader in some way, shape, or form. The best leaders make decisions. So learn how to make a decision. Like I said, I want you to comment on this because this is what's going to happen. As you do this for a week, if you do this challenge for a week, you make 5 decisions every day. This is what you're going to find. It doesn't matter what you make. Most of the time, it doesn't matter. If it's a huge decision, work your way up to it. Wait until the 8th day, and then you can make that decision, okay? Get good at making these small decisions for 7 days and make the big decision on the 8th day. Because this is what's going to happen. As you make a bunch of decisions, over the next 2 or 3 days, you're going to start feeling good about yourself. So again, write in the comment box. I want you to write me a comment that tells me a little bit about the success you're feeling. This is my guess. As soon as you start making decisions for 2 or 3 days, you're going to start feeling great about yourself. You're going to have more confidence. And you're going to go, wait a second, I can do this. And when you have that self-confidence, then you can move into other areas of your life and be confident, okay? I wish you the best. Enjoy the next week. Communicate with me on this. Enjoy.